What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Wet, rainy day here in August, Southwest Florida. Things to know if you're gonna homestead in Florida. Number one, there's a rain season. You've got to understand that. The great thing about Florida is that there's a long growing season, which a lot of people kind of forget about, which is like we can grow down here like 10 months out of the year, which is a really cool thing. So if you're trying to homestead, that's a plus. If you're trying to do anything as far as like agriculture, like as far as beef, chickens, goats, sheep, I haven't really seen them done well around here as of yet. But like the growing and the agriculture part, which is why most people want to homestead, so they get concerned about like, oh, well, food things are getting weird, or I think it'd be cool to grow my own barley and make my own beer. And like, like people do this and like, they're like, oh, well, let's, homestead. I've got a neighbor a couple streets over. He's a doctor at the local hospital. Really smart, intelligent guy. His homestead game is tight. I mean, it is pretty impressive. He's got his worm compost and he's got like ducks and he's got, and all these systems, and it's really cool. He's got bananas. And so Florida's a great spot for that. Also, if you're concerned about maybe it's going to be a colder decade, so we're hearing a lot about solar minimum. It's possible Florida, in that weird, crazy scenario, will be a better growing climate, say, than the Carolinas, Massachusetts, certainly Canada, etc. Essentially what will happen is you'll have like more of a Georgian climate, if that is the case, which we'll see if that happens. Other things that you need to know is the land and the house. So are you gonna buy a piece of property that has a house already on it? Great, like that is a good way to go. You can get financing on that relatively easily. You're gonna have to pass a home inspection. So a lot of places that are ideal to homestead are outside of HOAs, they're out in the woods. Does the septic field is good? How old is the roof? Okay, the roof may be less than 10 years. That's a plus. Home insurance is gonna work out well for you. If it is older than 10 years, that's gonna be a problem because home insurance is not gonna be so kind and friendly. What type of structure is it? Is it a stick frame or is it a block frame? You want block. You can always take it down to the studs as long as you have block. Stick is okay if you have to have it, but mind you, it's Florida. This is not like Boston, Massachusetts, where you can have a 200-year-old stick frame house. Down here, that's really like a wood frame house. It's not really the key. If it's just raw land, that is awesome because then you get to pick your own builder, but you have to be in an area where you can find that builder and you can properly build with that builder. A lot of areas that are like yippee and they've got the great breweries and all these things that you may want, they're typically dominated by commercial builders and HOA type of developments, and that's just what it is. So if you want a piece of land, and you can select the builder, that's a great way to go. Can you live in an RV on that land? It depends on the county, it depends on the area, it depends if there's an HOA, but most likely probably yes. Maybe you build a barn, you have an RV, you have to get power to the property, you put a well on, it's pretty basic, and then you're good to go, you're off in homesteading. The purchase of the land. Most land deals are cash. Some of them can be financed. 20% down is going to be the minimum that you're going to be able to put down on these things. It's just not common that you're going to get 10%, 5%, 3.5% VA loan. It's probably not going to happen. What's more likely to occur is you're going to pay cash for the land and then you go to build on it and maybe you get a construction loan if you need it. The problem with the construction loan is that you're going to pay 7.5%, 8%, and that's current. This is August, hot, rainy August, Florida in 2022, and that's current rates for good credit. I expect that to only increase as we move forward. The common idea there is that you will build the house, finish the house, refinance the house onto a lower rate. House is gonna take 1.5 to 2 years to build, from the time you buy the land to the time you have the house completed. If that is the case, then the interest rates may be very high at that point in time. I know we've come out of a 40-year period where interest rates have literally gone down for 40 years. That's probably not going to continue to occur moving forward. So that's something to consider, Beyond that, the areas that I would look towards are more of the middle of the state, away from the coast. You've got Arcadia, which is amazing. Wauchula, which is great, Port Charlotte, which is an up and coming area, Fort Myers, it gets a little hotter down there, but it's a great area. There's a lot of areas to homestead out there. We've done a lot of land clearing projects for people down there. Very wet, very rainy this time of year as you get past that Port Charlotte line. Sarasota has a little bit of a different climate than Port Charlotte and certainly Naples. And then if you get down like the Miami region and stuff, it's totally tropics down that way. So these are things to consider. I hope that they're helpful, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.